What's up guys and dolls, my name is LeakyTapsMan, aka Mr. I just ate a zebra yesterday. True story bro. I ate a zebra burger. A freaking zebra. Anyway, got my 5th wish list, so for this one I'm going to do a biggie. It is Halo 4. So we know this game's been announced and I'm going to tell you what I would like in it, which I think would be cool. Okay, let's get started. I think that some kind of beast type mode that we've seen in Gears of War 3 I think would work really well for Halo. So for those of you that aren't aware, Beast Mode is essentially a mode where you get to play as the enemy and take on wave after wave of humans, and I think playing as different types of Covenant and Flood and even Brutes would be awesome in Halo. I think that with the wide variety of enemy types that Halo already has, it would be awesome to try them out. I know we can play as elites in the standard multiplayer, but other than that, we haven't really got a chance to play as them, and I think it would be an awesome addition if they can make it a balanced game type like Epic did with Beast Mode. Then I really think that that should be included in Halo 4. Staying vaguely in line, I think for a potential Beast Mode and along with Firefight, they should allow Forge maps, because at the moment you can only play on the standard maps that come on the disc, and obviously people make such amazing maps in Forge that we should be able to try them out on any map that we want, really. I mean, it's not imperative, but I still think it would be good nonetheless, because the community makes such amazing maps. It gives added longevity to the game, which brings me on to my next one, more Forge options. So as great as Forge World was in Halo Reach, there wasn't a great deal of choice in terms of aesthetics. Everything looked pretty grey. So how about some coloured scenery, maybe changing the textures up on certain objects. I don't know whether they can up the limitation per map. In terms of objects and items, they probably can't, seeing as they probably push the Xbox 360 more or less as far as it can go with that. But I'm sure that they can change the colour of objects. That would be the main thing for me, because the maps just look so similar. Okay, a big one for multiplayer. I think they need to remove armour abilities altogether and just replace it with equipment from Halo 3, because armour abilities are just a pain in the backside, and as useful as they were to have, it didn't unbalance the gameplay, but it just didn't feel very Halo-like. They can keep the armor abilities in the form of equipment, just don't make them standard for players. They should also lower the reticle bloom. I know people kind of want it gone altogether. I think it was a good idea, I just don't think it should be as prevalent as it was, so make it a wee bit smaller. I think in terms of weapons, I've not got that many suggestions, but I think instead of the DMR or the battle rifle coming back, I think that they should kind of blend the two. We saw this in the Halo 2 prototype, in the Halo 2 beta actually, where you had a 3-burst fire shot when you weren't scoped in, and when you were, it was single fire. So I think that gun would be really cool. So it's kind of a combination of the BR and the DMR. I think that would be a nice one to include as your main rifle. It would kind of be a compromise for those hating the BR and loving the BR. I think that the leveling system needs to come back from Halo 3. A lot of stuff needs to come back from Halo 3 because Reach did a lot of things wrong, I think. But basically the 1 to 50 system, so you actually feel like if you're doing well in playlists, then you've got some kind of progression other than XP, which just kind of rewarded you no matter what. At least with a level 1 to 50, you know when you're kind of doing well. So I think that should be put back in along with an XP progression, so you always feel like you're leveling up, but if you're doing not so well, you've also got that leveling down aspect with it. I think a more comprehensive stat list should be added into the actual game, so kind of like what we saw with Bungie.net. They give you so many statistics, it's boggling how they can do it, but why it's not included in the actual game is beyond me. I know we have a fair amount of stats, but after each match I want to see like my kill death ratio and stuff like that, and basically be able to see heat maps and stuff. I know we have Halo Waypoint, but if it's included in the actual game, people are much more incentivized to go look at it. So I think that should just be included in the main game. I think that would be a neat touch. Going into the more customized aspects, mainly regarding Forge, I think that what they should do is add every single weapon variety from every single Halo game into Forge. So the classic Halo 1 Magnum, the Halo 2 Magnum, every single weapon, the carbine, everything. So only in Forge, not in matchmaking, and just let people create some awesome game types, because I'm sure that they can. And every vehicle type from all the old Halo games as well. I want to see the elephant back. I thought it was amazing. If they basically just include every single thing from all the old Halos, it would just be absolutely incredible, I think. Because Forge has so much potential to do great things. It already has done. But with the old items coming back, I reckon that people could do even better things. Okay, for Theatre Mode, as great as it was in Halo 3 and Halo Reach, I think it could have a couple more options. I think the ability to maybe record players' voices, so when you get in trash talk, maybe press the old record button and get that on film to listen to little Jimmy crying his eyes out, or maybe allow videos to go straight to YouTube now that the 360 has got that app for YouTube. Maybe an upload button could be incorporated somehow. I don't know how feasible both of those are. Maybe recording voices isn't so feasible because of the file sizes, but maybe just give the player the option, so if they've got a larger hard drive they can do it if they wish. But I think both of those would be pretty cool additions. I think a custom game browser is pretty much a necessity. Well, probably not a necessity, that's an exaggeration. It would be a great thing to include. So not like matchmaking, you've got a separate list of games, so you can try all the fun game types that people do in custom games, so Living Dead, etc, etc, hide and seek, all that kind of stuff. Just a nice change of pace from standard matchmaking, and unless you've got a friends list full of people that always play Halo, you very rarely play custom games, which is one of the most fun things about Halo. So adding a custom game browser is a no-brainer for me. And a couple of little minor things just to finish you off with. A separate playlist for Forge maps in matchmaking, because on Halo Reach, Forge maps have just totally overrun the main playlist, and while the Forge maps are good, they're not as good as the main map, so keep them in their own playlist. If people want to play them, go ahead, but for people that want to play the maps they paid for, then let them. And also, friendly fire, I'm not saying take it out, but make it do less damage, like 50% for instance would be fine. And also, if an enemy's not nearby and someone team kills you, for instance, because you've taken the sniper, then give us the option to boot him straight away, because it happens far too often. I can appreciate if they've hit me with a rocket when there's an enemy nearby. If they've done it by accident, then fair enough. But if there's no enemies nearby and they've just been a jerk, then I want to kick them out. Okay, so that pretty much summarises everything that I want for Halo 4. A pretty extensive list. When I started it, I didn't think I would think of much because Halo has loads of features that are awesome, but it's mainly just improving those features rather than adding new ones, I think. But everyone just tell me what you guys want for Halo 4, I'm always interested to hear. I'm sure that I've left a lot of stuff out, so it would be nice to hear from everyone else. You've given me a lot of good feedback on my other wishlist videos, so I'm anxious to hear what you guys think, because I'm a huge Halo fan, and I'm apprehensive for what 343 can do with Halo 4. I don't know whether they'll mess up Halo or make it great. Okay, thanks very much for watching, you have been great as always. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Bye.